Grammatically, there is a similarity between Urdu and Hindi because if we consider this language from the point of view of grammar, we would certainly come to know that there is basically lots of similarities between the two languages, but from lexicon point of view, from the writing point of view, but there is a difference because Urdu is written from left to right, whereas Hindi is written from right to left, and since Urdu is basically derived from a Persian script, and there is this Hindi language which is basically derived from Devanagari script or Sanskrit script. So there is this difference between the two languages, or else there is no such difference between the two languages. In fact, the most number of Urdu speakers out here in India are basically mostly predominant in the northern parts of the country, as like in Delhi, it's in Bihar as well, other parts of Kashmir as well. There are other parts of predominantly Urdu-speaking people out here in India, in other parts of this country. So all in all, there is basically lots of Urdu speakers coming up in large numbers out here. So basically, there is no such difference. As I said, there is only grammatical difference between. In fact, there is lexicon difference between the two languages, and lexicographically, there is basically a difference between the two languages, but grammatically, there is no difference between the two languages. First part, I was trying to look into the history of development of this language, and I had gone into the era of Mughal period, where this language started flourishing during the rule of several Mughal rulers, and they were the one who started giving an impetus to this language. In fact, Urdu was the court language during the Mughal rulers and even during the rulers of the Sultanate era. And all the Persians and Turkish rulers always made it a point to make sure that this language was one of the court language, apart from Persian and Turkish. So it's basically a mingle of several other languages. It's derived from Arabic, it's derived from a little from Turkish language, it's derived a little from Persian language as well. So there is an intermingling of the different languages, and it basically came up in a very evolved shape during the conquest of the Mughal rulers out here. So basically, we can find most of the Urdu speakers out here in the subcontinent, apart from other parts of the world. And Delhi, I believe, is the hub of Urdu speakers, apart from other states as well in this part of this world. And I believe this language would be flourishing in the coming days too. As I said, Amir Khusru and Allama Iqbal were basically one of the most greatest poets of Urdu language, apart as well from Mirza Ghalib. He was basically one of the greatest stalwart of poets that this language has ever produced. And these poets basically went on to touch heights of great achievements. And they in fact flourished in this language by the dint of their skill in writing poets and poems on this language. And it was basically with the effort of this sort of people that this language flourished in every era and in every period that it passed to. So as we celebrate the birth centenary of the great Maulana Allama Iqbal, I would like to really remind every Urdu known people all around the world to make sure that they give a little stress on this language, to revive the culture, the tradition, the ethics, the sweetness that is behind this language, and make sure that they give a little effort to make sure that this language becomes one of the greatest language of the world, and in fact it's one of the greatest and most sweetest language of the world. And we will always ensure that this language is in there, closest to our heart and soul.